Howdy, all. Well, we have a guest here with us, but as long as he doesn't ham around, I think we'll be doing all right. So it's the end of January, early February, and we're starting to get all kinds of advertising for taxes, and so it's that time of year, and really, finances are something that we need to be concerned about, but when living the quad life, it's even more of a challenge. So today, that is the topic of the quad life. Not fun, but it's something that is good to keep in mind and to have a good handle on for change. However, dollars are better than change, but you know. So for the past 40 years, I think, there's been limits for those that have disabilities and receive services like Medicaid and get income through SSI, which is Supplemental Social Security Income, or something close to that. I forgot to look it up. But the limits that a person like myself can have are $2,000. That's all I can have in checking or savings or any income. The total has to be that. And say that the numbers have not been updated for 4 decades, and so this is pretty common knowledge and is well known, but still it's a big restriction that you're not allowed to save up for anything, say like schooling or help with nursing, or even if you have an emergency that comes up, like you need a new water heater if you have your own home, or something medical goes wrong and it costs something. Well, you don't have the funds for it. But thankfully now there are some ways or a change that has been made that allows people like me that use these services to actually have savings. And that is something called an ABLE account. So this is something that I had never heard of more than a year ago. To my knowledge, there was no way that I could ever put money aside for anything, say like getting my teeth worked on or anything whatsoever, say a new computer or whatever. But an ABLE account is something that is made specifically for persons with disabilities, and it does not count towards SSI or Medicaid. That it is strictly able to be used for someone that gets these services. So how in the world does it work then? Well, an ABLE account is meant to be used for anything that is, say, technology related, that need help with as far as your disability is concerned, or your house or your transportation, caregiving, schooling, or say anything that relates to, quote, a better quality of living, or I don't remember the exact wording, but that's pretty close. So it's very broad on what it can be used for, and they purposely make it that way. So the numbers I'm going to give here are what the numbers are for Iowa, but I think they differ per state. So if you're in, say, Alabama or somewhere else, you have to look up what your state's restrictions or limits are. So in Iowa, I or someone else can give up to $19,000 per year into my Able account. And I've had an account now for about a year, and I'm really learning on it and just getting started, to say the least. And no, I don't have anywhere near that amount in it. But that's how much can be put into it by you or someone else. So a big advantage is that, say you're wanting to save up for like an FES bike that I use, let's say. Well, if you're like me and your main income is SSI, then that is way out of your ability to afford. So you can put money from your own checking account into the Able account and save over time. And again, it does not count towards your income caps, so you can go over $2,000 in it. And whatever is in your regular checking account is not added to that total either. So that's good. However, if you have any kind of a fundraiser, let's say, or relatives that want to help out, if they give up to $5,800, again, this is Iowa numbers, that total amount can be counted off their taxes. So that's a good significant amount that they can count as a donation that can be helped, say, this time of year. And then that would go in your Able account to be able to use for whatever you need. As I said, like a bike, or maybe working on schooling or transportation or whatever your needs are. And in Iowa, and I believe more places, but I could have up to $100,000 in my Able account before I would even need to have it bother with my SSI or anything like that. Now, I really, 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 really doubt I would ever get that much in my lifetime. But those are what the numbers are. One thing that I've noted in the about year that I've had it is that you need to be careful on your investment options. So with your Able account, you can do like a regular just checking account, or there are, I believe, 7 different investments that you can do. So the most stable or the lowest income amount is like a money market option. And then you can also go all the way up to like investing in stocks that may earn you a fair amount, but if the stocks go down, they'll also lose you money. And there's various tiers in between. For the last year or so, I've had just the checking account. And unfortunately, that option is a money losing option. Unfortunately, like most bank accounts, it earns very, very little interest. For about the first 8 months, I think I was earning 1 cent of interest a month. And now it's gone up to 2 cents per month. But say I gained 24 cents a month, and then there's like over $30 of fees a year. So yeah, you're putting funds into an account that has holes in it. But if you really look at most banks, unless you have a large amount in there, your interest that you're receiving will not outweigh the fees. And of course, I've never had anywhere near that amount to even know how much you would need to have in it. So that's normal for me. But I've now done part of my amount has been put into a money market option. And for the about a month now that I've had that, it does do a little bit better for fees and for income. That, again, you're not making a whole lot with it, but it's at least not a negative balance. At least I hope so. It depends on the markets as well. But so that is pretty well what I had this month or this week. It's something that I hadn't heard of, and I think a lot of other people with disabilities like mine that rely on these services. It's not something we're aware of, but it is an item that can be very helpful over long term. So I would encourage you to look into it. I know there are a few of you that are in similar situations to mine in the U.S. So it won't hurt to look at it, but it may be helpful in the long run as well. But Ham here and I are going to sign off. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time on Quad Life. Bye for now.